10 years ago, I saw a girl in the metro station that I really liked, and I knew her from university, and I wanted to approach her. But the moment I tried walking over to her, my body just shut down and I couldn't move. My legs just didn't make any effort towards going towards her. I felt anxious, I felt nervous, and I just felt like trapped in my body, and I just couldn't go over there and say hello and introduce myself and strike up a conversation. And it took me quite some time in order to change this around and to become more confident, to be someone that can approach people on the street. And a few years later, I actually ended up meeting my girlfriend by approaching her on the street because I overcame this insecurity, this fear, this nervousness, and I became from an introvert that is not even able to approach a girl 10 meters away from her, that he even knows from university, to someone that is able to walk into a room and pretty much approach anybody and to make friends and to meet people just by even approaching them on the street. And in this video, I'm gonna share exactly what I did and what my steps are and how you as an introvert can do the same thing and become more confident, make more friends, meet more people, and even get outside of your shell. So there are multiple ways in order to actually achieve the goal. And the best way to start is actually to just map out where you are right now and where you want to go in the future. So your current situation might be, and let's just take me as an example. When I was around 19 years old or 20 years old, I moved away for the first time from the place I grew up in. And I grew up in East Germany in a small village, and I had my friends that I knew from high school. And then I moved to Hamburg to study there. And I didn't know anyone. I didn't had any friends there. I just was an introverted person that moved to a new city for university. And once I moved there and I went to my first classes and stuff like this, I realized pretty quickly that I'm not even able to talk to the people there. And if I talk to them, I used to be like very shy and awkward, and I would just like nervously laugh and kind of let the conversation die down because I didn't know what to say. And because of this, after like a few months, I became so lonely. It really was not nice because I just felt trapped in my body. I wanted to meet people and I wanted to go out. And yes, as an introvert, you enjoy having your time by yourself and just having your alone time. But I still had this need and this urge to meet people. And that was kind of my starting point. And after a certain period of time, I was like, nope, not anymore. I'm changing this completely around, and I'll do whatever it takes in order to change this. And you don't have to do whatever it takes. There are like certain steps that are much, much easier than the stuff that I did, and pretty much the shortcut to achieving the same thing. But you kind of want to get an idea of where you are right now and do like the shameless self-assessment. So maybe you're insecure, maybe you can't even say hello to anybody, maybe you avoid eye contact to people, maybe you can't even say hi to a girl, maybe you can't even ask a question to someone on the street where the next Starbucks or McDonald's is. Maybe that's where you start, and that's totally fine because that's where I started as well. And then you want to get a clear picture of where you want to go, okay? So what's kind of the dream? For me, for example, I wanted to be able to approach girls on the street and then go on dates with them and meet people through that way. I wanted to also to be able to make friends by going to events and to meeting people somewhere else. And pretty much also be charismatic and be able to, when I approach someone, that I have this magnetic aura, so they feel kind of drawn towards me. And yeah, in general, be more confident. So walking into a room and not feel like not awkwardly and quietly standing in the corner waiting for people to approach me, but being proactive and introducing myself, accepting who I am, and just like, hey, what's up? I'm Felix. That was where I wanted to go. Okay. And maybe it also could be you just like me moved to a new city and now you want to have some friends there and maybe meet some girls or some guys or whatever it is. And this is your desired situation. And you need to be aware of this gap, okay? It's very important because otherwise you kind of feel lost. And this is always the starting point. Excuse my amazing drawing here, but this is called to be desired. So here, just ideate, what do you want to achieve? Like, what are you trying to achieve? What's the goal, okay? And once we have this, we kind of need to get an idea of who are the people you're actually trying to meet. And I call this kind of having like the friendship avatar, because this gives you like the roadmap of where you want to go. And also you need to make this a little bit clearer. Like you need to understand, okay, who are the people I want to meet? Maybe you want to meet some type of artists. Maybe you want to meet just some students. Maybe you want to meet some entrepreneurs. I don't know. Maybe some yoga teachers, like some influencers. I don't know who you want to meet. But you need to be very clear about this as well. And I did the same thing for like the people I want to meet, or even the girls I want to meet, or my girlfriend. And I wrote specifically down what these people are and what kind of qualities they have and who they are and where I can potentially find them. So already the clue. Once you have this, okay, you know where you want to go. Then the next step is, especially if you already figured out what kind of friends you want to have and who are these people, you need to understand what kind of people they are potentially going to be friends with. Because the thing is, if you write down you want to be friends with with Justin Bieber, for example, this guy is not going to be friends with everybody, and he's only going to be friends with like people that are selective and even that have access to him. So in order to be friends with him, you need to think what kind of people are friends with him. Who are these people? And maybe they have some certain access. Maybe they are just artists themselves. Maybe they have some connections. I don't know what it is. And maybe they're like really confident. Maybe they're super chill. Maybe they're religious. Maybe they are millionaires. Whatever these qualities are, you need to understand what they are in order to actually start growing into this person. This is the main idea. And now you have this. Let's assume like, okay, you wrote down who I need to become in order to achieve this with ease and become the person that is naturally friends with the people that you want to meet. Okay? And since you already wrote down here what your current situation is and who you are right now, then you have this pretty clear roadmap that you need to become this guy, okay? Or this woman. And you need to make this a little bit more actionable. So you may have wrote down that this person is like outgoing, this person is able to approach people on the street, the person is calm, the person is chill, the person is funny, always has something to say, all these different things, okay? And once you have this, like outgoing, okay, what does this mean actually? Maybe going to some events or community or clubs once a week or twice a week. Maybe being able to invite people to stuff once you go there. Maybe being able to say hello and introduce yourself to 3 people every time you go to a meeting. Those are like these actionables, and this is what we focus on then. Okay, so you broke this all down, and now you have your actionables, and you're like, okay, to go out 2 times a week. I mean, you have to go out anyway in order to meet people. Then you say hello to like 1 person in the beginning, then maybe 2, maybe 3. Okay, say hello to someone. And maybe the next one is you say hello to like a few people every single week, and you keep coming. And later on, you start to exchange contact information. And later on, you start to actually invite people. And this is how you become actually that guy that is able to meet these people. Okay, so let's just make this very specific. Let's say you wrote down you want to be friends with like people that are athletic and into fitness and into bodybuilding and stuff like this. Okay, so who needs to be the guy that is able to be friends with these people? It's probably someone that is fit as well, someone that eats clean and eats healthy, someone that is passionate about fitness, and someone that is just interested and knowledgeable about this. So obviously the first thing is to get fit yourself, but I would assume if you want to meet these people that you actually already are and you're passionate about this stuff. And the next thing is to actually go to places where you can meet these people effortlessly. That's the thing. And what I did in the past, and I would do it differently this time, and I've been doing it differently since, because it's much easier. What I did in the past is to just go on the street and mass approach like 10 people every single day for like a very long time. When to go to clubs, like I remember going to a club for 2 weeks straight, every single night, approaching like I don't know, 20, 30 people every single time and not drinking a single drop of liquor or anything. I was like bare sober. This is like very brute force, and it works. It opened up my shell and it allowed me to be more confident. But the much more chill way for an introvert, especially if you start at zero, is to just go to places with things that you are actually interested in, like genuinely interested in, and where you then effortlessly can meet the people that you just defined over here. Okay, so again, back to the fitness people that you want to meet. You eat clean, you eat healthy, and then you start looking for events in your area, wherever you live. You can look on Meetup, you can look on Facebook, on Instagram, and there are multiple ways to find this stuff if you just Google around a little bit. And you start to find events and places where you can meet these people. And it might be the gym, it might be the BJJ club, it might be some cool hip cafe, it might be some meetup where you go to and stuff like this. And once you have these places, you need to become a regular there, okay? It's not enough to just go one time to a BJJ class and then expect that you have a lot of friends and people that you met. You have to keep coming back to. The same with the cafes, the same with the gym, the same with any kind of meetups you find or events or like fitness stuff or classes. If you just keep coming back and for example, for the first times, maybe this is the first time you've been going out for a long time and you just shit your pants, which is totally fine. And you just go there for the first time and you just focus on just going to the place. This is the first level of difficulty. And once this starts to become comfortable and you're like, okay, cool, I can easily go there, I can easily chill there, I can easily just be around, I feel okay doing this, then maybe this takes you 3 times to do, maybe 5 times, maybe 10 times. It doesn't matter. Just focus on going to a place where you can potentially meet people. And the next time is to actually start introducing yourself to someone and actually talk to someone and maybe striking up a conversation is too far, but maybe you can say hi, maybe you can say hello, maybe you can just say who you are and where you're from and stuff like this. And once this starts to become comfortable and you introduce yourself to a few people, you can move to the next level and you keep coming to the same place. You keep saying hello to people and you're like, hey, my name's Johnny. The next level of difficulty would be to just simply have a conversation and a chat with these people and just be interested about them. Like, where are they from? What are they doing? What are they interested in? What did they learn? Like all these different things, just be interested in getting to know them. And once this is the case and you've gotten to know a few people, you just make the next step and you're like, hey, do you have Instagram? Or you wanna stay connected on Instagram or whatever. Once you have this, you have a few contacts, okay? The last piece of the puzzle is to just invite them to do stuff on other places and in other places as well. So maybe you met them and you're like, hey man, I'm going to this place. And it's very important for you to say to just like, hey, I'm going to this thing. If you want to join, you can. If not, it's cool. Don't be like, hey, do you really want to do this thing? Otherwise, I'm not going to. No, just be cool. Like, hey, I'm going to this cafe later. You want to join? Or if you want, you can join. And just invite them and have a chat. And from there on, you just rinse and repeat this process. And over time, this is pretty much how you become more confident and how you meet people as an introvert. That's the easiest way to just go to places you're interested in. And especially becoming the person that is able to attract these people effortlessly.